What if I told you that you could expand your profit margin by simply nurturing the unique communication strengths of each individual on your team?
I'd like to introduce our speaker this morning, Hilary Blair.
Human connection. We crave it. Many of us are starved for it, and yet we do the oddest things to block it. Today in the world, though, we need more emotion than we used to. Becky Halstead, one of our retired generals, she was saying that her leadership skills rose greatly when she started realizing she needed to let emotion into her conversation and not stay monotone. Too often, I hear the people with whom I work, coach, one-on-one in big groups, CEOs of companies, students, and they will say, I was in a meeting with someone and they said something and I lost my confidence. No. They said something and you got uncomfortable. And let's be aware of that, because that's a much smaller hill to climb than reclaiming your confidence. Say, I feel confident. I feel confident. Nice, that sounded good. An executive presence has many arenas, mostly verbal being voice, nonverbal, all the things that we connect with nonverbal, which we'll go through, and then messaging, how you share message. We want our voices to float. They should float. It should be easy to speak. The breath flows. It comes up from our lungs. It passes through our vocal folds, and out comes our voice. Power source, sound source, voice. The very beginning, I had you exhale just to get you in your body, right? Exhale. To be here. They hire these incredible, unique personalities, and then they put them into the system and they start shaving off the individuality. And so two things are happening. One is when they don't feel seen and heard and they are like, wait a minute, I'm no longer myself, they cause more friction. And the other thing is then we lose them. So how do they just go, I'm not myself, I'm just gonna leave, right? So if we wanna retain our really cool people and we wanna understand that I'm hiring these people with all these differences, how do I work through the concept of friction? How do I stay present when it gets bumpy? What we say is that we're here to make it easier, more efficient, and more fun. And that's when the ROI shifts.
Hilary Blair has this uncanny ability to look and work with people to let them be more themselves when they speak and present in a great way.
One of the highlights of a training with Hilary is the energy that she brings, but she also brings kind of the acceptance and the love, your own self-acceptance, your own self-love. She makes an environment so that it's possible.
We create employee engagement with individuals being seen and valued for their unique contributions and qualities. That's the competitive advantage our clients need. How do you still get heard without giving away your power, without diminishing your power? It's like balance. Minute, nuanced things to adjust in order to stay balanced are the same with presence. So if you find yourself disappearing for a moment, going into the files in your brain to answer something, and you're not present anymore, no beating up of self. You simply want to go, oh, I'm back now. There's executive presence, there's leadership presence, stage presence, all those presences we talked about. With leadership presence, the idea is that I am in relationship with you. Whether you are one person, whether you're my whole team, whether you're my whole company, whatever it might be, as a leader, I'm connecting and I am available and present for you.
So you work with leaders to improve their communication, to improve their culture, because when people show up authentically, they have better performance and they have less stress.
With most of the soft skills, our intention almost doesn't matter. What matters is how it comes across, how it's received. So if you're like, well, that's not what I meant, so what? It's how we heard it. How about you? Anybody had that happen where you are trying to communicate something that matters a great deal to you and your communication goes awry? Best intentions? Gone awry. That's who this is for.
If you ever have the opportunity to attend a training by Hilary Blair, I highly encourage you to do so. You're doing yourself a favor.
In the theater, we have a really great tool called an archetype. And we all know archetypes from the performance world. It's what creates the characters in our stories. They are tools to figure out what role we have in the shared story of humanity. The next 90 minutes or so, depending how it goes, are all about you. You can have a hand in a pocket, but we're a bunch of women. So look here we go, I'm gonna put my hand in my pocket. It's good, right there, awesome. Way to go. I don't even have one on this side, right? It's not even there.